What's up, my friends in film fandom, wherever you may be and however you may be watching? Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of your time. I love 80s cheese action films, and really who did it better at various points in the 80s than old Sly himself, Sylvester Stallone, here to talk about one of his better 80s efforts. I don't care what anybody says. And here to do it with two of the perfect people to talk movies with in the whole wide world. Glad to have with me today. First of which, he's not really the devil, he just plays in a haunted cave. My real life mate, Jeremy. What's up, brother?
I've definitely got more material for this weekend, I guess, since we didn't all get raptured. So I'm going to have fun with that in a couple days.
Wait, was that supposed to happen? Did I miss that? Damn, that sucks.
I don't think all three of us are missing anything. I don't think we were going anywhere to begin with. So maybe it happened, and we're just gonna keep it on.
Yeah, after the world's gonna end in 2000, then 2012, they made a movie about that. When I was just like, you know what?
2000.
Whenever the universe or God or whoever the higher power is done with this, it's just gonna be a light switch. He's gonna be like, yeah, I'm done. Click. And we're just gonna end. We're just done.
The world is supposed to have ended about 100 times before, so we're still here. I don't know.
And to the one who would absolutely be the ringleader of the cult we're about to talk about in the movie, the ship full of Star State. Oh man, Tex, what's up, brother?
Sometimes you just gotta kill a motherfucker. What can you say? Sometimes somebody just needs to kill it. I mean, it is what it is.
They weren't really a cult or a clan of anything. They were just some business guys that got together and
they did that weird little axe dance thingy, and it's like, is that like a summoning spell thing? I can't quite figure out what that is, but maybe you've got trivia for that. But one thing I do have to call out. I missed 1 week because of family circumstances, and I watched Alex from Dr. Dick or Alex in the Garbage Man of our friends over there. He is still trying to pimp out my Tubi racket, so I have contacted the law firm of Fuck Around and Find Out, and if he continues, cease and desist will come, sir. So your ass is a big one.
You'll just have to file a lawsuit in Canada. Because he's Canadian, so you gotta file it up north.
Oh, and to answer his question, on my Scarathon list, the TLDI, that stands for Joe Bob Briggs' The Last Drive-In Show on Show. What that refers to. So.
It's interesting you say that, because I was watching Tim Pool day before yesterday. I think I was watching Timcast IRL, and somebody had put that in the chat.
Really?
And he was like, I don't know what the hell that means, and I was like, it was in reference to a movie or something like that, and I think even Alex and the Garbage Man did it as well. But
I don't know what else it would refer to, but no, that would refer to the shorthand of the Last Drive-In, just short. So it is what it is.
Well.
So
if you're gonna threaten them, you can't do it like we do here. You gotta tie the note to a bottle of maple syrup and throw it through his window.
Do I have to challenge him to a duel now? If I challenge him to a duel, is it gonna take place in a hockey rink, or like do we chunk moose hooves at each other? I mean, I don't know how they do it up there, but we'll figure it.
Oh, there's a whole lot of open space, lots of places to hide bodies in Canada. I think that's Alex's secret. He's just like, oh yeah, Tex. Well, I've got the whole Yukon territory to do what I want with your remains, so whatever.
It's fun.
But a nice road trucker is going to find your ass.
Here's Dr. Nick chiming in right now. Casey Six Lives Cobra.
Hey, Dr. Nick, you better tell him. Alex better get off my shit or we're going to have problems, pal. He best watch his ass. That's all I got to say.
He said, get off my Kool-Aid. But let's chat about one of the iconic films of the 80s. I know it didn't do well in the reviews, but to hell with them, they don't know anything. We're going to talk about Cobra or Stallone Cobra. That's what I don't know. For the poster says Stallone Cobra. I don't know why it was called that for a long time. It was just called Cobra. It's 1986 American action film directed by George P. Cosmatos and written by Sylvester Stallone, who stars as the titular role. The film loosely based on the 1974 novel A Running Duck by Paula Gosling, which was later published as Fair Game. Co-stars Reni Santoni, Brigitte Nielsen, Andrew Robinson. Cobra follows Los Angeles police detective Marion Cobretti, who investigates a string of violent crimes and also protects a witness targeted by the perpetrators. Cobra was released to generally negative reviews with criticism on its excessive violence and overuse of genre tropes, but it was a box office success and has since been considered a cult classic. It eventually went on to gross $160 million, over 6 times its estimated $25 million budget. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has a low approval rating of 17% based on 23 reviews, with an average rating of 3.4 out of 10. The website's consensus review reads, quote, "A disengaged Sylvester Stallone plays the titular Cobra with no bite in this laden action thriller, queasily fixated on wanton carnage and nothing else." I don't care. Sometimes that's what you need out of a movie. I don't know. I'll go to you first, Jay. Give me your quick thoughts on Cobra.
I mean, if you want like the most 80s movie that you've probably seen in your life, anything that if you never saw anything, if you just thought like, okay, stereotypically, what's probably the most like 80s action movie, tropes or look and feel that you could probably think of, and this would be it. I had not heard about this until I think Frankie mentioned it last week, and I was just like, yeah, that's about what I thought was going to happen. Again, is it Oscar-worthy Shakespeare? No, but again, we don't have fun anymore, and this was just kind of fun. It's like, no, it wasn't like
you're not allowed to have fun. You can't do that no more.
No, I know. It's not like it's gonna blow you away, but it's like, again, I'm always at the mindset. I'm like, I'm not mad that like I watched a movie, so I had fun with it, and yeah, it's not. No, it's just Sly being Sly, and it's a lot of. I try not to be too picky, and I'm like, man, that 1911 sure has a lot of fucking rounds in it, and so is that little teeny ass like scorpion or whatever the fuck he's got there in the poster. I'm like, it's cool, but I'm like, man, you gonna reload at some point? I'm like, I know I'm just being picky, but I was also like, whatever. It's
you only need one bullet with a movie gun, man. That's all you need.
Yeah, all I've got is a 6-shot revolver, but I've got 27 rounds in it, so gunfight's gonna be epic.
There's 26 of you.
Remington so would be out of business if these guns existed. There'd be like 5 in the world. That's all was ever made.
That's why ammo's so expensive. Is maybe it's because all the 80s movies took all these special bullets that just only take one to operate. But
they found a cache. They found a cache of those magic bullets, Kennedy. The ones that zigzag all around.
Oh yeah, those
one bullet kills 27 guys.
Yeah. No, that thing can Tokyo drift through like 2 people somehow, which is insane. But yeah, no, it was a fun movie. I agree with Frank. That car was pretty goddamn cool. That chase sequence was pretty sweet. So
that car is so sweet.
I'm not gonna lie, that thing was a monster. I like it.
We'll talk about the car and the guns a little bit in the trivia section, but Tex, give me your quick initial thoughts on Cobra.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good Frank Castle Punisher movie. I mean, Cobra movie. Just it's stunningly similar in so many ways. But yeah, no, this was one I haven't seen in a while. I kind of forgot about this one. If anybody who's judging a 80s Sylvester Stallone movie thinking you're going to get Shakespeare, you don't need to be a movie critic. What you should know what you're going into. Like it, it's like the people that review like a Cannibal Holocaust and say, "Oh, this is disgusting." Well, no shit. That's kind of the point of it. But yeah, this was this was fun. It was I'm not a huge I prefer Stallone over Schwarzenegger. I've always been his side of it, but it was good. But it was a fun callback to a much simpler time, kind of what Jeremy was just referring to. So this was a fun.
Well, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, there is a poll in the chat. I'm asking you guys, who was the better 80s action star? Was it Arnie? Was it the Governor, or was it Sly? Was it Sly Stallone? So make sure you go down and
now,
into the chat.
Shouldn't you put Swayze in there as well, though?
No, because Swayze's a real actor compared to these guys, and he did other things.
Yeah, but I mean,
Swayze was multi. Yeah, but he did some actiony stuff, but he also did Ghost, which is not a role that you would have either Schwarzenegger or Sly even coming close to. Like he actually could.
You better watch out. He will he will magically appear and rip your throat out and talk shit about
you know, I would be happy for him to magically appear anywhere and make another movie or something, because I have a feeling one of the reasons they keep putting off this Dirty Dancing sequel is because there's just no way they can really do it without him, and they're trying to figure it out, but they can't.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, there's a movie that he did in I was right around 1990. It was 88, 89. He did called Next of Kin. Tex, I'm sure you've probably seen it already. Where he plays he's like a Chicago detective, but he's from like the South. He's from Kentucky or something like that. He's a Southern boy, and he somehow the mob in the area runs afoul of him by killing his brother, played by Bill Paxton, and it becomes kind of
over, man.
It's a strange family war between an Italian mafia family and a Southern family of guys who aren't afraid to pick up guns and go take care of business, old school style. You know what I mean?
Don't think Southern mafia is not a real thing? You hadn't lived here long enough. I got news for you.
It's a real thing. But that was kind of an action movie. Yeah, he did action stuff, but he was also doing other like dramatic stuff too. So I mean, Dirty Dancing for one. But
wait. Didn't Stallone do a country music movie with Dolly Parton or some shit?
And that's one of the 3 movies that he has said he wished he'd never done.
Yeah, okay. Just to say.
And I'm not going to lie.
If we're bringing up Swayze's bad ones, we have to mention that one for
it's one of the movies from my childhood that I'm like, I've always enjoyed watching because it's just so ridiculously stupid watching him and Dolly Parton.
This very clearly Italians trying to be country. My God, what are we doing?
Yeah, it is a funny culture clash, but it is kind of it's a fun movie. He said the 3 movies he wished he'd never done was Rhinestone, that movie we're talking about, which I think is still fun. Throw Mama from the Train. Stop Her, My Mom Will Shoot, the one he did with Estelle Getty, the girl from Golden Girls. He said and the movie Driven, which came out in the early 2000s, I want to say.
Oh, that IndyCar movie? God, that was horrible.
It wasn't
that was bad.
It wasn't a great movie, but I thought it was a pretty average movie at the time. I don't think it was bad.
F1 with Brad Pitt is the good version of that
movie. By far. F1 is a much better film. Yeah. But I thought that was an interesting enough movie, you know?
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, all those movies are open for us to review at some point, so we'll get to them. Especially Rhinestone. I'll have fun with that. Maybe
no Rhinestone. I'm vetoing Rhinestone immediately.
Maybe me and Cora will do that one night just for shits and
giggles.
There you go. But let's get into the discussions here. Let's talk about the works of the director George P. Cosmatos. Not a great deal of I don't even have a picture of him. Not a great deal of work. He ended his career after his wife's death, but he did leave some significant marks on film culture. I'll go to you first, Tex. What do you think of the works of George B. Cosmatos, and what do you think of the role he played in this film?
I think the only things I've seen of his would be Rambo, First Blood 2, and of course Tombstone. But we have to take into account is how much is he actually directing? I mean, he's kind of notorious known for he's kind of a pushover. It seems like whoever wasn't it Kurt Russell that kind of pretty much picked him for helped him get Tombstone because they could kind of do with it as they please because he was the director. I mean, these 3 films of his that, they're all awesome, but I don't think he's quite he's driving the train home with his directing style. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Jay, what do you think? What do you think about George P. Cosmatos' rather limited, admittedly, filmography and specifically the work he did with this film?
I think there's only one that can add to that list that I actually know, other than Rambo and Tombstone, is Leviathan, which was that 80? When did it come out? 89. It's a weird. It's like
I can't remember that one.
It's one with Meg Foster. It's like they go into the ocean, like, and undersea explorers find a sunken ship and investigate. They inadvertently bring a malevolent life form aboard their vessel. The creature kills some crew members, causing them to mutate, resulting in a battle for survival against an unknown force far below the surface of the ocean. Right, because the ocean is terrifying. I'm like, that's the only other one that I know, which is a decent enough movie. But, I mean, there's some big hitters there, but I couldn't tell you anything about the rest of these, to be honest. And as for this movie, again, it's like, yeah, it, I mean, there's some big hitters there, but I couldn't tell you anything about the rest of these, to be honest. And as for this movie, again, it's like, yeah, it, I mean, there's some big hitters there, but I couldn't tell you anything about the rest of these, to be honest. it kind of, I mean, since they did Rambo Part 2, what is it? This is the year before this. I mean, it's basically, Sly kills bad guy. And that's a rhyme you can take to the bank. That's pretty much what he did for most of the, most of his time.
Is the director even needed for that kind of movie? You just go kill people.
You just get him out there. Yeah, he looks cool. Get him out there with his obnoxious laser sights, because again, it's the mid '80s, because that keeps happening.
Jesus Christ! How did you carry that shit? Fucking man, my God!
Well, he had to put it together and shit. I mean, he had a whole case just for that. Like, it's like trying to put your inventory in the Resident Evil games. It's like you gotta have, if you know what I'm talking about, you gotta have different spots to put stuff in there a certain fucking way, because otherwise you're not getting it out, and you gotta really prioritize how you want to slot it in. But yeah,
get to making potions and healers and shit.
Yeah, I need the leaf, the spray heal. That's a real thing.
Give me a chug jug. We'll be all right. I'll get through it.
Hey, Fortnite's got it too. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Fortnite does have the spray health. Yeah, it came from the Resident Evil shit. Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty comes in clutch sometimes. I'll tell you what. So, yeah.
Again, a relatively short filmography. Going through like the 8 or 9 movies that he's made. Sin, I've never seen. Massacre in Rome, I've heard of. It's a war movie from the 70s. First one I could think of his that I saw was Rambo: First Blood Part 2, which is it's a good mid 80s action film, but again, the first one is better because it was much better storytelling. After that, he did this film. After they did this film, again, Leviathan is one that I always liked because, and Jeremy, I'm glad Jeremy brought it up, because I remember seeing it when it came out in the late 80s. And it was in the late 80s and into the 90s that there was this rash of underwater, under the ocean films. You had like this, you had like Deep Star 6. What was the one Cameron did? Shit. I'm drawing a blank. But there was a bunch of stuff underwater. And then, of course, he came in and became the director, so to speak, of Tombstone, which, whatever. He also did the last movie he did was a movie called Shadow Conspiracy. Dude, if I read you this cast, Charlie Sheen, Donald Sutherland, Linda Hamilton, and Sam Worthington. So you've got some amazing actors right there already.
Hang on. What year Charlie Sheen is this? Like, are we pre, during, or post cocaine?
Late 90s, so probably early 90s. Cocaine years.
Oh, we're like right there. So we're like prime Charlie Sheen. He's right in the middle of it.
Yeah, he did the political thriller. I do wonder what could have been, though, because his wife passed away right about the time that movie Shadow Conspiracy was coming out, and her passing kind of derailed his career. He just didn't want to work anymore after that. It kind of took the passion out of the filmmaking for him, which is unfortunate because, it's not like he was making bad movies. Tombstone, hello. Right. For whatever his role was, he had a part in it. Cobra's fun. Rambo: First Blood, a quintessential 80s action movie. It seems like the first half of his catalog is pretty much just kind of art films. But I've heard that Escape to Althena was actually pretty good. I have not seen it. Roger Moore, Telly Savalas, David Niven, Stephanie Powers, Claudia Cardinal, Richard Roundtree, Sonny Bono, Elliot Gould. It wasn't like there wasn't a cast there to make one hell of a movie. The poster does look like a cool 70s poster. But I've heard people talk about the movie in the past.
Just make sure to keep Sonny Bono away from the trees. He doesn't do well around those.
No more skiing, Sonny. No more skiing. I through the trees, just don't ski through them. But but for this movie, he did a great job. There were certain expectations in these movies like this. He kind of hits it on all cylinders here. You have Stallone, who by himself kind of carries a lot of weight in the movie. You have a really dark tone, which for the 80s, it seems like this was a lot in the 80s, but really when you compare this to Tango and Cash, which I think he did Tango and Cash and this movie back-to-back Stallone did, it's one lighter, airier kind of comedy, whereas this one's very dark and brooding. It really is defined by the killer, which I think is fantastic. I'll talk more about that here.
Well, Stallone's playing a different kind of character too. Pretty drastically different between the two roles.
Yeah, so he's Sly playing Sly, but it's just a much darker version of it, which is the difference between this and Tango and Cash. Maybe you just say this is what Rambo would have been had he come home after the Vietnam War, who just turned into Marion Cobretti, but whatever.
His version of Tango and Cash, and then like put a cut and like take the line from this movie. This is where the law stops. Yeah, Cobra picks up from there. It's kind of the night and day of his cop or whatever.
But yeah, I think that I think Cosmatos did a pretty good job with this movie. And let's be honest. I mean, we talked about it already. It seems like in this era of filmmaking that Sly was the one that was kind of calling the shots on his own movies. But still, it turned out pretty well for whatever role he played. But let's go to the cast next. And boy, this is where this movie really shines. The cast of this movie is fantastic. I'll go to you first, Jay. What do you think of the cast of the film, and who stood out to you the most?
Oh boy, yeah. Without just saying Sly, I would say. I mean, right there, I do love that he does kind of have his buddy there along with him too. Tony, he was pretty cool. Kind of his trusted buddy that he takes with him to go on this wild adventure.
Reni Santoni was one of the best buddies in a buddy cop film ever.
Yeah, I'm like this guy, because these two guys even kind of contrast each other a little bit too, even though they're in the same zombie squad as they call it. They're always picking at each other because he's like, his buddy likes to eat junk food. He likes to drink Coke and eat gummy bears and shit, and Sly's just like, why don't you try some prunes, man, like some raisins or something, you get something good in you. I think a more distracting star was the fucking Pepsi ads that were in every fucking scene, I think.
Yes. Product placement was everywhere in the 80s.
I mean, if it's not also one of the funniest things is like when he's fighting those guys that are like at his apartment, he goes out on the roof and he's like punching these guys in the mouth to like the neon glow of a Pepsi sign. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. Right. Hey, like, this is pretty awesome.
That Pepsi has not let up in that horrible Madam Web movie that came out last year. They're literally fighting on top of a neon Pepsi sign.
Oh, that's right.
So Pepsi has not stopped doing the marketing on that level. So they have only gotten worse, if anything.
They did do like there was a scene like where he very clearly just like, oh look, it's a Coke classic. I'm like, right, because what happened the year before? You're like, hey, check out this new Coke, and everyone was like, no. I'm like, oh, this is 86. That's right. It's a Coke classic. Like he's almost looking right at the camera, like doing it. I'm like, okay. So at least you got.
So if it's have a Coke and a smile, and this one it's drink a Pepsi and punch a bad guy. That's basically the equivalent here. Right. Check it out.
And I think I agree with Frank. I can't remember his name. The guy who played the bad guy, man. It's like that dude is intense. Yeah. I was like, it was something Johnson. I can't remember his name. Yeah, that dude's intense. And I'm like, man, he brings it. He almost has like,
or Brian Thompson.
In a way, he almost has like a very Terminator-like just kind of focus, like just deadpan,
He was in Terminator.
Yeah, but it's funny you say that.
Yeah, he was in Terminator.
I was like, he had like kind of like almost like a T-1000 style of just very, he was very intimidating. I thought that was a cool, cool way he played that character, man. It's like, you don't even think about like when he's in the elevator dressed up as the janitor, and it's like, man, that lady came so close to getting one right in the neck, and I'm like, then he just walks out. I'm like, Jesus, like you never know who he's gonna fucking stab next. So, kudos on that guy. He played a really good bad guy. Like we always say, it's not just a good guy, wearing shades and a matchstick in his mouth and an obnoxious gun, and some admittedly cool aviators. But you gotta have a good bad guy to balance that shit out, and I think he really brought it.
Tex, how about you? What did you think of the cast of the film, and who stood out to you the most?
Yeah, it's Brian Thompson for me. One of the most. I don't know if you could like. Would you consider him a character actor, Frank? Because I kind of almost do. Like, I mean, he's most famously known for like this film. He's known like he plays the Buffalo Bob ripoff in like Joe Dirt. He was Shao Kahn in the Mortal Kombat movies. He plays a lot of villains, a lot of bad guys. If you just look through his filmography, he's kind of got that pockmarked face, and very like even when he's got like the pantyhose mask on, you know exactly who that is. Like you don't even have to worry. I think I remember seeing him on X-Files. He's been on so many things back in the day.
He was an alien hunter in an episode of the X-Files back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't remember which episode it was, but I remember seeing him on there. But yeah, he, you know, like I said, I think I would consider him a character actor just for the fact that he knows what he's good at. He's an excellent villain. I mean, and listen, check him out in Joe Dirt from the Buffalo Bill ripoff or whatever. But yeah, Brian Thompson in this film, it's it's like we said out here on the channel before. The best '80s movies are kind of defined by the villains, and he kind of makes without him. Cobra can't do everything that he gets to do. So yeah, we need our we need our slasher here.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you guys at all. Brian Thompson kind of steals a lot of the movie away from Sly, which stealing a movie away from mid-80s Sly is no small feat.
Well, this was not Sly's best work. He is horrible with some of the line delivery in this movie. I do have to say.
He is, but this was prototypical Sly. This is what made Sylvester Stallone. I mean,
right.
I mean, Rocky showed that he can legitimately act. I mean, because he actually does well in those movies.
Hell, look at Tulsa King. I mean, he's amazing on that show.
Oh,
he knows how to act.
Some of his later stuff, the last part of his career has been awesome. And I'm just like, where was some of that in the 80s? But that wasn't what the 80s was asking for. I do want to give a lot of credit to Brigitte Nielsen. This is the only movie where I've enjoyed her acting. It's like, now in Rocky IV, she was good. She was the good complimentary piece. She didn't have to carry any scenes really. So I don't blame her for that. I've seen her in other movies where I'm like, you're not really good. You're good situationally. But in this movie, I thought she did a very good job. She's only really asked to carry 2 or 3 scenes the entire film. The rest of the time, she's basically playing the Mary Sue. She's a damsel in distress. And I get it. She does that very well. But there were some pretty intense scenes like this one where she's being chased through the hospital by the night slasher, is what they called him in the movie. When she's being chased through the hospital by this guy, where she's got some horror Final Girl vibes to her. And I thought
you mean that Shining scene right there, where he's
the axe through the door. That is the Shining. But I thought she did pretty well. I also love the crooked cop lady. It's like it was played by Lee Garlington, who I talked about her when we did the review for Sum of All Fears. She's the one that plays Mary Pat in that movie, and Mary Pat, a wildly underused character in the films for the Jack Ryan stuff. But she's very good at it. She reminds me a lot of Stockard Channing, who is one of my favorite actors of all time. But Sly is Sly. Reni Santoni. Let me find the picture again. I don't know what I did with it. And organize it. There he is. He's been the partner of the main cop character in a couple huge movies. He did it in 2 Dirty Harry movies. He played the partner to Dirty Harry Callahan himself, to Clint Eastwood's character in those movies. Not to mention, he did a couple other movies where he was a cop, but he wasn't like the partner of the main character. He was just one of the cops. But to him as well. But I mean, good God, Brian Thompson. This guy's got a look. I watched this movie and I'm like, why in the hell does this guy not have a Hall of Fame career? I've seen him in plenty of things over the years and he's been very good. Why did somebody not look at him and say, hey man, you need to have your own property?
That's why I say he's more of a character actor. He gets kind of typecast in the villain, creepy guy role. So he doesn't get appreciated on that level,
Well, the last thing I've seen him in is he was in that show 911 that Jennifer and I watched. He played he played a captain that came in for a while to take over for the captain of the 118 while he was off doing whatever. But he's in that, and he still has that kind of grizzled look. But now he's in his 60s. He's got a little bit more of a grandpa thing going on, but he still has that intense stare. There's a couple of scenes when he's in that show where the eyes, like I said, I love Vila actor eyes. He conveys with his eyes the sternness, and it's like, holy shit, I better stop and listen to what this guy's saying, or he's gonna hurt me. But it's not easy to steal any scenes from Stallone, but he does carry a lot of this movie on his own. And he is so intense. I mean, the whole scene where I've got a little bit of trivia later about the whole monologuing scene at the end of the movie before the big fight, but it's like, he really owns that.
You have to take.
That's what that moment right there builds so much great tension before a punch is thrown, And it's a little bit about worldview. It's a little bit about his psychosis. It's a little bit of he's crazy and not in control, but he's in scary control all at the same time. I mean, the way that he puts that forward, this movie is just stunning. I can't knock any of this guy's performance at all. He is just so good.
Because like when he's got a gun pointed at him from Sly, and he's just like, "Go ahead, you gotta take me in. You gotta follow the rules, right? I've got rights." And they're just gonna say that I'm insane. It's like he's playing with him. He knows, like, "Go ahead, man.
Right.
You gonna shoot me? Are you gonna follow the rules here?" And it's like, but Sly sitting there staring him down. And it's like, he's like, "Yeah, but basically, I don't give a shit."
Law.
He's like, "This is where law ends and I begin." I was like, "There we go, hell yeah." So, yeah.
But yeah, it's ironically enough, you mentioned the Terminator thing earlier. When he was cast to play Terminator, he was still in school. I want to say he was either in his last year of high school or his first year of college.
Yeah,
that's
1983,
I guess, when they were filming, maybe early 84. But I mean, yeah, he's been around for a minute. But let's move on now to the plot of the film, and there was enough here, I guess, to make shit happen. Yeah, stuff happened, and they happened on camera, and people saw. I'll go to you first, Tex. I mean, there is a plot here. It's cult of serial killers, which is kind of cool. The movie, is there anything you would have changed?
80s shoot 'em up, bad guy. Go kill the bad guy movie. There's your plot, people. Once again, we're not watching Titanic here. Pick your favorite Shakespearean plot. There is just enough story here for okay. The only plot to this is Stallone is going to say one-liners and kill them. That's the plot to this movie, and obviously it worked, and it's been overdone a million times. So yeah, that how can you argue against it? Stallone made a career of it. So your argument is false if you don't agree with that.
I don't know. What do you think, Jay? Plot of the film, did it work for you? Is there anything you'd have changed?
Well, with that right there, I mean, you got to have an 80s montage, but I don't know what in the actual shit we were modeling for with these robots.
Yeah, what was the point of those things?
I mean, I know it's like we're supposed to know she's a model, but I'm just like, okay, but I have more questions about like what in the hell you're actually modeling for.
Yeah, like 60 style, sure, like 60 style robots in the 80s. Like, what do we? Okay, sure, whatever, dude.
Sure. Yeah, but yeah, enough here happened. Like I said, if you ever like just had a basic synopsis of like what a popcorn movie of an 80s action flick would be like, it's this, right? It's got enough to keep it moving, that you just have this Brigitte Nielsen's character witness a crime from these really deranged like serial killers, and now you're kind of a loose end, so these pretty relentless killers are after her, and it's kind of like, like they said in Red Dawn, to catch a wolf you gotta send in a wolf, you know what I mean? So that's what Sly's whole thing is, that they're the cops that play by the rules, but they're like, well, but we can call this guy in if we really don't want to get our hands dirty. So and that's the whole driving force of it. To me, it felt, also, I didn't want to like talk about like Terminator vibes. I'm like, well, we also ended in a foundry, so I mean, like, that's kind of weird that also happened at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, aesthetically, the backdrop is kind of cool. Again, it's very, very 80s to have this final showdown in this foundry. It felt like like an old school video game where I'm like, this is the final level. This is the final boss level here. That's what this movie felt like. It's like there's the opening stuff in the city, and then you move out. You're on the road out in the Northern California. You're trying to hide out from these guys, having a little level of a shootout, and then big boss battle. So, but
which level of the video game is it where you cut your fucking pizza with goddamn scissors?
I think that's the yeah, I'm glad he has that.
I had to, because it's like every time, look, I've watched the movie 100 times. Every time I watch the movie, I have to pause a second and go, Why?
And keeping the gun cleaning kit in an egg carton
in his
the
carton of, I was like
refrigerator?
in the gun cleaning kit, and the carton of
Why?
eggs was fucked.
Like,
though.
it's not illegal to have a gun cleaning kit. You can just leave it out. You're fine. You don't like what character development or plot point does that add to? I have questions.
I think that's your opening. That's introduction to your character. That's your
Right,
opening
but
cinematic or something.
Is our character insane and he thinks, oh, I have to hide my gun cleaning kit, so let's stick it in the eggs in the crisper drawer. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ.
I didn't know if that was like he's a bachelor, so it's like a bachelor thing. But it's like even when I was a kid and I watched this movie, I was like, in the refrigerator, and I'm like cutting the only slice of pizza in the pizza box,
and
he
like
opens
cuts it
the
in
pizza
half.
box, he cuts it in half, and then eats with the scissors, and eats
with his gloves, and I'm pretty sure he touched that gun shit. If you know anything about like cleaning a gun, like them oils,
you don't. The oils alone get everywhere. Like that's disgusting. Yeah.
And now your pizza's extra greasy with fucking some hops. And, dude,
and you just fought the crazy guy in the supermarket. I'm willing to bet he hadn't had a bath in a few days. Not to mention he was smoking a bomb that he may have had some residue on his hands. I don't understand. That's like I understand that the 80s action movies were full of scenes like this that were just kind of weird and unique. But I'm like, cutting a pizza with a pair of scissors. I'm like, I don't.
Maybe that was like one of those like. Maybe that was one of those like Stephen King was so high on cocaine he was just doing crazy shit on his movie set kind of thing. They were just blitzed out of their gourd and they didn't realize that they did it till it was too late.
Well,
maybe
and then we had to sit through that really wacky Toys R Us ad. So
that Christmas ad was great. Yeah, that was tremendous.
Well, I was gonna say that I'm like. So are we gonna talk about the fact that like the second he opened that refrigerator door, there's a picture of Santa on the refrigerator? I'm like, oh fuck, we're gonna do this, aren't we?
Technically, you should have saved this for December. By the way, Frank, you could have gotten away with that. But
I'm pretty sure this takes place during Christmas because like the sign says like Xmas Day, like it's open. There's
right. Like, you could have held this one off. Yeah.
Well, and I did want to mention this. I'm like, I don't know if he was the chief or the other guy, the cop. I'm like, it also makes it a Christmas movie because it's in the universe. This dude was also the Tooth Fairy who exists in the world of the Santa Claus. So therefore, it's a Christmas movie.
Oh, there's your universe. There's your crossover.
There's your tie-in. Yeah. I thought I recognized that guy. I was like, where have I seen that guy? Oh, he was in Santa Claus. That's right. He was the Tooth Fairy. That just made me giggle. He was like the chief in this or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you have anything else to say about the plot of the film, Tex?
No. I gave my plot. It's fly killing me. There's your plot.
Yeah.
What more do you need? So.
And I said it was a video game, basically. So yeah.
It's a visual video game. Look, I think it's interesting. We did Hard Eyes a while back, and we were discussing the idea of while we only have the one killer in this movie, or two, I guess, spoiler alert, but while we have the one or two killers in this movie, that because they mention other things like this happening at various places in the country, or at least one other place in the country during the course of the movie, that there could be a cult or a group that has been doing it. I like the idea of a group of serial killers. I think it's interesting. It's like Fight Club went too far, and there when Tyler Durden wasn't there to kind of rein it back in. But they forgot his name.
Project Mayhem got out of fucking control.
They forgot his name was Robert Paulson.
Well, if you want to see a cult of serial killers, Frank, I may recommend you to a little franchise called Saw, where they have multiple people doing these things. You may have heard of it before. I think you have like 9 hours worth on your own channel that you can go watch and learn about.
I very much
that I suffered for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeremy and Tex did the ultimate breakdown of the Saw franchise. If you guys don't know that already, you guys should go and check those out. I think we're just waiting for the schedules to open up so they can pick the next horror franchise and just tear apart and break down one movie after another. But yeah, I like the idea that it's a cult of serial killers. I don't like the idea that they are put off more as a gang. it would because
biker gang or some shit. Yeah.
It seems like the only one who's really in control of his own shit here is Brian Thompson's character, the main guy.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody else is just kind of like, we're just here to die at the end of the movie when we have the big fight scene.
That's the NPC bad guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so but then again, like I said, it's 80s. It's like they weren't thinking that much about the story in 1985 when they were filming this. They were thinking about how cool is Sly gonna look when he's all oiled up with the sunglasses and the fucking 80s douchebag hairstyle, and
he's gonna
drive around the cool car.
Shoot the car and it's gonna explode. I'm like, okay, sure.
And
I'm surprised he didn't have the mullet.
Yeah, true.
I mean, this would have been shot in what 84 or 85 maybe. That was prime mullet era. Like I'm surprised he didn't.
Well,
I mean,
probably don't want to make him look too much like Rambo because Rambo does have like the long hair, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's kind of my problem with Keanu Reeves. It's like everything he's in now, he just looks like
John Wick.
I think that's intentional.
Oh no,
now,
Keanu doesn't need to shave. He that man needs the beard. Like he must keep it at this point.
Yeah, it's like even in that new Bill and Ted movie that came out a few years ago, I was like, he's just acting like John Wick who doesn't want to kill somebody. I'm like, I didn't really feel the Ted Theodore Logan vibe from the first two movies. It's like he was still too much John Wick. Granted, his life has taken some twists and turns along the way, so maybe he's not the same person, but still, I was like, it's like everything he's in now, he's just John Wick. He just looks like him, but whatever.
Right.
I'm surprised they even bothered shaving him for that movie, to be honest, because he still had the long hair. It's like, we want to hold on to a little bit of John Wick, but not too much of it, so we're going to have you go ahead and shave the beard. But whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But let's talk. The plot, I think, is pretty good. It's kind of typical 80s bullshit. I said, I think this movie ultimately is carried by the performances, not really the plot, because that's not what 80s action films did. But let's talk for a minute about the history of the filmmaking company, Golden Globus, which is look, if you watched any 80s action movies at all ever, I guarantee you've seen a lot of these films. They made some of the best like cheesy action films of the late 70s, early 80s. Everything from the American Ninja series, which the first two are good, the rest of them are all crap. Avenging Force, The Barbarians. Good God, I'm going down some of these. The Breaking movies, which I swear to God, like this is the 80s fucking little Mexican kid in me coming out. The Breaking movies are fantastic, and I'm pissed that I can't find the first one anywhere. The second one I could find, it's on one of the streamers, I forget what, but the first was definitely the better one. Jesus Christ. Cobra is one of the films that's on here. Cyborg. Remember that movie that came out back in '89 with I think it was one of the movies that made Jean-Claude Van Damme famous. All the Death Wish 2 and on were all Golden Globus movies.
Isn't there like 105 Death Wish movies at this point?
I was because say, how many of those movies were there?
They made I think they made 4 with Bronson.
I think so, yeah.
And then I think they made another one somewhere along the line that was like direct to video, and then they did the Bruce Willis remake, which I'm not gonna lie, that movie's actually not bad.
That was made by Eli Roth. That was his version of it. Yeah.
Then they did the Delta Force movies. They did a lot of Chuck Norris movies with Golden Globus, the Delta Force movies. Jesus Christ. King Solomon's Mines, a really funny, kind of stupid. It's almost kind of like an Indiana Jones spoof movie they did back in 1985. Journey to the Center of the Earth, the 1989 version, which was awful. I remember watching that as a kid, and I was like, good God, I just want this movie to end. Even my dad, who was really into stuff like that, was just like, ugh. It was like every few minutes, I could just see him sigh and go, ugh, sucks.
I did have one question, though. What year did Dolph Lundgren's Punisher movie, did it come out before or after this?
Like
after.
I think it was like 80.
Because like they both played the Punisher. Like they both did the same
movie. Dolph Lundgren Punisher. Oh my God, I've still got it. 89.
Oh, I would thought that was deeper in the 90s.
Okay, because
89, yeah.
Both of these, I mean, slight differences in plot, but they're basically clones of one another. I found these two very similar. I mean, hell, Cobra even had the cool black vehicle with all the weapons, and I'm like, yeah, you slap a skull on that dude's chest, you got Frank Castle. Actually, how did he never play Frank Castle? That's very poor mishandling, but, whatever.
yeah, Golden Globus. They actually made a documentary about this company called they called it Electric Boogaloo, I think is what it was after Breaking Two. But yeah, I mean, and that's dude. If you're a fan of anything 80s movies, you have to watch the documentary. Let's see. Actually, there's two different documentaries that came out at the same time. One was called Electric Boogaloo: The Wild Untold Story of Cannon Films, because Cannon and
the Cannon film
were directly tied
brought
together.
you the greatest film ever made. You know, Frank. What's that title of that greatest movie that's ever made? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh yeah, Cannon Films will bring you that too.
That was during the Freeland Dewey era, but yeah, the cool these guys, Golan and Globus, these two different guys, they were, I want to say, Israeli or Ukrainian or something like that. A couple of European guys who just made it big in films. They were just like, let's throw a bunch of money at cheap films that are easy to make and that we know are going to make a lot of money because we know people like action. They basically did what Sylvester Stallone ironically did with the Expendables. They were just like, we're not going to pretend to make high art here. We're just going to make some fun movies that everybody wants to go see, and that's what they did. So they did like the Missing in Action movies with Chuck Norris back in the day. Those were all Golden Globus productions. Go watch that documentary. It's actually really eye opening. Because some of my favorite movies from back in that era, like Golden Globus or Cannon, and I didn't realize it until the last few years when I actually started looking down the list of these movies. I was like, holy shit! Because I was actually watching American Ninja a while ago. It was on one of the streamers, just because I wanted some mindless shit to watch that I didn't have to think too hard about. And some of the Golden Globus movies, they fit that bill perfectly. But I remember seeing the title card come out, and I was like, God, they made a lot of movies. As a matter of fact, I think at one point they tried to buy Superman. I think.
Oh wow,
that would have been interesting.
But now it didn't work because the Salkins, I guess, they were running into problems after the second one and didn't know what they wanted to do with it. And I think they made an offer to try to buy the rights to make Superman, but didn't work out for whatever reason. But whatever. Northern DC says there's no answer.
About to say something, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying of the two, who was better. I'm not saying that either one of them are the winners here, but of the two.
Well, of those two, I'd go Slag, but you throw Chuck Norris in there, you know where my vote's going. Just saying.
Chuck Norris.
Well, this is why I put these pictures in here, because I'm like, that was the first thing I noticed when Frank mentioned this movie. I tried it and I looked it up. I was like, yeah, this is the poster, which I mean is an admittedly pretty badass
great
poster.
Oh yeah, tremendous poster. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I think I've seen this before somewhere. I can't think of where.
No, one of them is clearly different. It's got a bright red background, Jeremy. Come on. All right. They changed the background.
I really tried.
I did
appreciate that red tone. The red tone was pretty fucking cool against the black. Yeah.
Why in the hell does a Terminator need a laser sight?
That's actually fair.
His eyes are laser. Yeah. Well, once again, this is
it's not even eyes. He's a computer. He's basically a walking supercomputer.
He has targeting mode. Yeah.
He just had to hold the
both
gun
of these
here.
movies. Both of those movies, Terminator and this, they're gun porn. They are gun porn for guys like us that look at it and go, "Ooh, that's a Colt 1911," or "That's a blah blah blah," whatever. We look, it's the same as when nerds that watch Star Wars, they look at the cool spaceships. It's eye candy for that crowd is what that is.
Or I look at Star Wars and I'm like, that stormtrooper's carrying a Lewis machine gun. Like, I know what that is. That's a real gun. Like, like, I know what these are. Those are real guns that you slap some crap onto and it's like, hey, it's a space gun now. I'm like I know. Chewie's carrying around like a fucking MG-32.
I can't help but
and it shoots lasers.
Watch Halloween and see that revolver that Dr. Loomis is holding. I shot him 6 times. No, you didn't. There you can clearly see 7 shots go off in that. But whatever, we're not counting. It's fine. So we just forget about it. Move on.
So long as we all know that Han shot first.
There you go.
Right.
We all know that Han shot first.
Exactly.
Right.
But moving on now to
pulled up that Mauser broom handle with his little fancy gadgets, and he shot Greedo right in the chest. Boom.
True. Moving on now to a little bit of trivia, and I found some good stuff on this. Honestly, one of the things about this movie that I like my guns, but I'm also a knife guy. I cannot get enough of this.
Oh, that knife is cool.
Oh, yeah, that knife
with
is
a
pretty
knuckle
damn cool.
duster on it. Yeah.
The knife used by the
Oh.
night slasher in the film was made specifically for the film by knife designer Herman Schneider. Sylvester Stallone asked Schneider to create a knife that audiences would never forget. Cobretti, for himself, uses a custom Colt Gold Cup National Mach 1911 modified to chamber 9x19 millimeter parabellum. Later in the film, that crazy gun he uses with the laser scope that Tex loves so much is a Jatomatic submachine gun, which I've never heard of in my life.
Learn to
All I
aim,
know is
all right.
all I know is I want that fucking knife. I want that knife.
That knife
Oh,
is
yeah.
pretty damn cool.
Well, that dude, you've got the brass nuts with the spikes. It's got the gut hook under the blade. Jesus, like give that thing
skull in there. Yeah.
Just imagine that thing in Michael Myers' hands. Nobody's safe. Like, you know, everybody's done. Like, that thing is gnarly, man. Now, I would hate to have to carry that thing because there's, the balance of that weight of that knife is not even. Like, there's so much weight in that handle. Like, that would suck to carry around. But it looks really cool.
Oh, you had a picture of it in its waistband. I mean, that is a sick grip on there with the Cobra head.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Dude, I want that. Like that's just a killer design.
I bet you can buy grips that are made like that for other models. Sure. I guarantee you could.
We can easily get 1911s that shoot 9s now, so yeah, it wouldn't be hard to do.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
The internet provides. I'm sure there's a way.
Actually, I'm glad you said it was a 9 because I was counting. I was like, those are 45s. That only has 7. And I watched in that shootout, like he shoots, and I'm like, I think that was 8. But then I see him like tuck it back in, and then he pulls out that little weird with the laser sight. I was like, oh, okay, well that was one thing that was kind of accurate. He ran out of bullets, but if it was a 9, you definitely had a lot more in there. But whatever. I don't know.
Well, it was an 80s movie. Like I said, you get a 6-shot revolver. It's got 27 rounds in it. So
I know, but I'm saying with a 9, you could have at least gotten away with it. I thought it was a 45, and I thought, well, that was actually correct. You have about 7 shots, and then that's it. So whatever. I was trying to put logic into an 80s action film.
I carry 45 daily. I'm a 45 guy.
I need to get a 45. I mean, I like 9mm.
I used to carry 9, but it does not I always carry Hornady RIP rounds. That's the rounds that I choose to shoot you with if you do something bad to me or mine. And just the 45, I like them so much.
It's the Lord's caliber.
Yeah,
God's caliber. I carry the RIP rounds by 9mm, but I've got one magazine of the Hornady Critical Defense, the polymer-filled hollow points.
Well, I carry one mag. I carry one mag of the RIP, and then I have one round of just regular full metals. If I have to go to those, the zombie apocalypse just happened. So it is what it is. Whatever.
But let's see. Next piece of trivia that I've got for you folks today is for the Night Slasher's monologue before the final confrontation with Cobra. Brian Thompson did the scene with a script girl because Sylvester Stallone was offset watching a basketball game on television.
I mean, he's sliced Stallone at this point. He can do pretty much whatever he wanted.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
That's I mean, you've got that much control in Hollywood. It's like, whatever. It doesn't matter because, look, I think the reason Sly didn't want to be there is because he knew that Brian Thompson was going to own that fucking scene. He's like, I don't want to be on set and get shown.
Oh, yeah. No, Brian Thompson, he outclassed Stallone.
Just let him do his
shoulders in this book. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Let's see. I could not find a decent picture of the car anywhere.
It's a cool car. It's a cool Mercury.
I don't know. I'll just go to this because this was on fan caps. Thankfully, this movie was. There wasn't a really good picture of the car, but
probably not too many.
The car, the custom 1950 Mercury driven by Cobretti, was actually owned by Sylvester Stallone. The studio produced stunt doubles in the car for use in some of the action sequences, such as the jump from the second floor of the parking garage. The production built 3 Cobra cars for stunt work. Although they were identical on the outside, the moving parts were designed for specific sequences involving high-speed swipes of their vehicles, 180-degree turns and jumps, and a 360-degree spin.
Yeah.
Dude, that car was scary. Look, I'm not
Well-
much of a car person. I could have swore I'd gotten one.
I got you.
Oh yeah, there it is.
There's one of it.
Yeah.
I'm still looking.
I was
for a better one.
I was trying to find one where there was no damage on it because I really do
Yeah,
think
I'm trying.
that, like, because when that car first pulls in, I'm just like, oh my God. The Mexican in my heart starts just beating.
That car's great. That car's great, but it's no General Lee. Greatest movie car of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
Well,
The General
There
Lee.
you go. There you go. There's a better one.
That's a better
There
one.
you go.
But yeah, I mean, the General Lee for running away from Boss Hogg and Cletus and all them in the hills of Kentucky makes sense. But for rolling around LA and Southern California, this is the ride. This is the ride you got. Chop top and everything.
Give me that '69 Dodge Charger with that. Oh boy, yeah, I'm all about that. Boy, I tell you what.
I've been to Hazzard, Kentucky a couple times actually.
Nice.
And as you could probably imagine, literally everything there with wheels on it is painted to look like the General Lee.
I wouldn't doubt it.
There's in my local area, there's a guy that he built a completely authentic General Lee, even down to the wood grain and I mean everything. It's he even welded the door shut, just to be completely accurate. So it's all
have
good.
to.
Yeah, many years ago, my buddy Kevin used to like pull like cable for like computers and shit like that, do some of the roughing work, and he wanted me to go down there with him for a weekend and help do some shit. So like, all right, whatever. And we went through Hazzard County, literally everything on wheels. I saw a baby carriage that was painted to look like General Lee. A lawnmower, not a riding lawnmower, a push lawnmower. And it painted to look like General Lee. Everything with wheels was painted to look like General Lee, and I was like, yeah, I know where I'm at.
Down here in Texas, we have this. It's basically like a 3 or 4 day fest. It's called Rednecks and Paychecks. It's like a big country music concert. They have mud and all this kind of stuff. And in order to get around, we went and bought a golf cart. And guess what we painted that golf cart to look like? But the General Lee, of course, with the orange and the rebel flag on top and the whole thing.
Yeah, here
I did that. What?
Yeah, here we have a thing called white trash and white walls. I don't know if you've ever been there, Jeremy. They usually have it at the community park here where I live.
Those are words that's not typically in my vocabulary, and I tend to stay away from it. But
no, he refers to those as the yeehaw people. That's what he calls it.
No, like there's all right. Look, it's like one of the first things that me and Frank ever talked about was like we talked about rock and roll. I'm like, okay, but there's about 85,000 different fucking genres of rock and roll. I'm like, yeah, there's that, but I'm like, there are different little sub levels of like redneck, so to speak.
Oh yeah,
there are ones that I stay away from. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So, I am a children of the corn. Trust me.
We are very much different. There's very much different variety amongst this yeehaw folks.
Actually, that reminds me, I'm gonna share this in our Twitter DM, but I found actually I think it's funnier than hell. I found a hat that will bridge the gap between like you and me, and I'm telling you, it's the funniest shit I've ever seen. Yeah. I gotta go find it. So just talk amongst yourselves. Hold on.
Well, I can go ahead and move on to the next topic while Jeremy's looking for that. Let's see, what do I like for this one? Well, let's go with the final shot, which is one of my favorite shots of the entire movie. Cobra was nominated for 6 awards, all of them Razzies, including Worst Picture, Worst Actor for Sylvester Stallone, Worst Actress for Brigitte Nielsen, Worst Supporting Actor, and Worst New Star, both for Brian Thompson, which I think is just a travesty, and Worst Screenplay, which I can totally understand.
Well, which Sly wrote, so I mean,
Sly, sure, Brigitte Nielsen, okay, fine, whatever. But I thought Brian Thompson killed it. I thought he was great. He did not deserve worst actor, whatever, but you have to keep in mind which audience you're dealing with. The bunch of hoity-toity types that think they're super highfalutin or whatever. They look down on this shit.
Yeah, whatever. Though. You got what you were wanting to talk about, Jay?
What?
You got what you were wanting to talk about?
I was what I was saying earlier when we were talking about the cars and shit. I was like, I'm pretty sure in oh god, whenever that game came out, I might have been in high school. there was a Need for Speed game that came out, and one of the new things in that was like you could get a 69 Charger as one of the cars, and you can custom. I mean, it's Need for Speed. You can customize cars to no end, and I was like, I know what I have to do. Like, but the painstaking part was like, which was annoying because you could put different countries' flags on top of the hood of the roof of the car. Obviously, there was no fucking rebel flag, so I had to sit there and with this terrible ass camera angle that like barely you can't go any higher to fucking see the roof, and I had to like move every single bar, every star, and put in the right fucking place. I spent a good couple hours just trying to make that, and then of course painted orange, put the 01 on the doors. But yeah, I'm like I
just to show my credit here. This is my original General Lee Hot Wheels from back in the day, from whenever I was a child. Like,
God,
beat to hell, whatever.
Well,
made 1981, and then my family went on vacation and they went to Nashville, Tennessee, and Cooter from Dukes of Hazzard. He has Cooter's place there, and I got the General Lee keychain that's got the top of the car on it. So yeah,
bars. Nice.
Real fan, buddy.
If we have another slow period to release calendar one day, we should just break down like every episode of fucking Dukes of Hazzard, except for those seasons when it's cut.
Dude, just just do the Dukes of Hazzard movie with Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville.
Not the same. Not the same.
Oh no! I'm not saying it's nowhere near the same, but it is an awesome movie, dude. So
it's a fun movie.
It's fun.
It's a fun movie. The problem is I grew up watching the television show. And
of course, yeah.
I am not. I can't look at that movie the same way I look at the television.
Funny story though. I got this General Lee from my mother. She's the one who gave this to me as a young, growing up text. So this was like early 2000s when the Dukes of Hazzard movie came out. So. And now my mother did not know what kind of movie this was going to be. She thought it was going to be like the show. So she wanted to go with me to see the movie. Well, I'm sure y'all seen it as well. It's full of weed jokes, nakedness, depravity. Having to sit in that theater with my mother as I'm watching this was one of the most awkward things in my life because I could see the disgust on her face and I'm enjoying every second of it. But now it's a treasure memory because it's fun and stuff. So what you got there?
Yeah, that and the only thing worse than the movie of that was the Chips movie, which I watched about 20 minutes of. I turned it off. I was like, you can't do it.
I don't think I ever watched the Chips movie.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I love the old show. We used to watch it reruns of it all the time on TV.
Oh, I still watch a couple episodes here and there in a weekend because it's on.
How could you know, like Eric Estrada, man? The dude, he the wig, the whole thing. I mean, come on, Eric Estrada's great.
Yeah, there's a scene in there where basically for like 5 minutes it's focused on Dak Shepard's package, and I'm like, I can't do this. It's not even like really them. They're not even like really CHP cops in the movie. It's just bad. I would rather watch the Chips 99 movie that came out like in 2000. It's like that's just kind of like you can't find it anywhere. For some reason, they've tried to memory hole this fucking thing. I remember seeing it once. I'm not gonna lie. It's about an hour and a half long episode. There's nothing really special about it. It was like Eric Estrada's Punch.
Was it a made-for-TV movie or a?
Yeah, it got made for TV, really, but it's like Punch comes back after it's gone for a while.
There was a lot of old shows that held. There was like 2 or 3 Dukes of Hazzard made for TV films that were like, reunions. Andy Griffith had them. All those old shows did that shit back then.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the reunions of older shows is nothing new.
What was the Andy Return to Mayberry was the Andy Griffith?
I think Return to Mayberry.
Well,
yeah. I'll shout out this channel real quick. There's a girl I've been watching named Natalie on this channel called My So-Called Gen X Life, where she'll do like 20-30 minute videos about different subject matter, but she goes back to like the 70s, 80s, and 90s television shows and stuff. It does little breakdowns about certain, like the very special episode that was a big deal, like in the 80s and early 90s, stuff like that. But yeah, I've been digging that channel a lot. So go check that channel out if you're interested. She has a couple of live streams that I've been watching here and there too. But moving on to some more of the trivia. Let's see. I did the Razzies, which I think should have won for. Well, I wish Brian Thompson would have won one of the Razzies just because I want to see him win an award. But whatever. Let's see. There could have been different cuts of this movie. Let's see. A very rare work print of the movie has circulated among fans, although most copies are of poor quality. It has 30 to 40 minutes of footage not available in any other version. It also has all of the X-rated material removed from the final release.
Ooh, I want to see that version.
Now, when I say X-rated, calm down, Tex. I don't mean nudity and boobs and murder. I mean basically
the violence.
Why are you gonna get me all
the movie?
Because remember, even Scarface teetered on X rating just because they put one extra bullet hole in the fucking guy on stage.
That
I'm
is
like,
true.
Yeah.
We are dealing with a completely non-consistent MPAA with with their standard.
Well, they were really non-consistent back in the 80s too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they didn't know what the fuck. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That movie came out in the early 80s. I don't think they really knew what the hell
One movie's allowed to show a three-boob chick. Other ones can't get away with anything.
Yeah, right.
It's retarded.
But I that movie apparently was extremely violent, and they ended up having to cut it down.
Like RoboCop levels of violent, because that'd be kind of awesome.
Does he shoot anybody in the dick? Because that'd be fun to watch, like RoboCop.
Well, if you're allowed one shot in the movie, I guess that was his for RoboCop. But I think that I would love to see. I don't know how the hell I would find it. I mean, I guess you can find almost anything on the internet these days.
Yeah,
but I would love to see the extended version where it goes even farther. Because
I bet the internet can provide if you go to the shadiest enough corner. It's probably
but I don't want to give my computer herpes epiphanitis, Ebola, Corona AIDS.
Yeah.
So I kind of like my computer. Got a good setup here, 2 monitors.
Well, just go use Casey's computer because his sucks already. So just ruin his to steal it.
Casey, if your computer gets a disease, Ozempic is the cure. Don't forget that.
Right there you go.
Yeah. But I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's see.
I was going to ask that. I'm like, Tex, do you want to tell us about how bad it was? Yes, if any of us have seen him. Northern DC said, "Did you guys see him? You heard it was a shit show." I'm like, I think you're the only one of the three of us who did see
I
it.
went, dude. I was so bored with that movie. Halfway there, I was playing with my fucking phone. I remember nothing about that movie. It was hinting at white evil men control the NFL, and they have him, kind of player at a time. And there's this whole blood transference. There's whole kind of referring to signing contracts and selling your soul to be him. Very stereotypical. It was not directed by Jordan Peele. I was bored with it.
I read the outline of that movie, and I just kind of like sat here and stared at the screen for a minute, confused, like, what the fuck is that? And then,
it was very.
John Campia came out. Well, John Campia came out with his review, and he completely fucking torched that movie from start to finish.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I was like, wow.
Even the editing, it was very choppy from scene to scene. Like, I don't know if the director has done a lot of work or not. I don't recognize him. But this was not done by Jordan Peele. It wasn't even like as smooth as one of his films. Like Marlon Wayans, he's just playing a nut job. He was my favorite part of the movie. He's just nuts. But, there was not enough football stuff in it for me. It wasn't devilish enough. It was just kind of, I don't know. Wait for streaming, or steal it. I don't care, but don't waste your money on it. It was not worth going.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to slide out to see it, but I was like, nah.
It'll probably be on streaming within a couple weeks because it was not like I think there was maybe 15 people in my screening, and I think 2 of them left before it was over. Like, it was not good. It was, most of the best visuals were in the trailer anyway. Very, very formulaic and boring, I thought. But,
Northern DC, if you get a chance, go watch John Campia. He just did, in the last 24 hours or so, he did a spoiler review of it for his channel. And John Campia flat out said, he's like, I think this is the worst movie of the year so far, like by a lot.
No, the worst movie that I've seen this year is a film called Run. And it's a very super horrible low budget alien invasion movie with people. It's like the first time acting. It's not good. Like that's the worst movie I've seen this year. But him wasn't as bad as
into
Run.
that kind of thing, though.
Yeah, well, no, I love low budget horror, but this just imagine like a group of fans trying to make a bad sci-fi channel movie. Is basically what Run was. It was bad. So yeah, it was not good.
If you want to go from running to walking, I actually watched The Long Walk on Monday, and honestly, I don't think it was that bad. It kind of gave me like a purge.
I can't.
It was like kind of like a purge / like Squid Games feel, because I'm like, well, it's inherently kind of interesting because I'm like, well, I know they're all gonna die, so this is obviously going to be a lot of character work and a lot of like the chemistry between the characters. And
how much Mark Hamill, because that's going to make it or break it.
I was going to tell you, I'm like, he's not. If you've seen the trailer, you've probably seen most of his fucking scenes. He's not really in it that much.
I fucking hate that guy. I can't stand it.
Well, I don't know if I want to. Do I want to spoil the ending for you? I will say he doesn't make it to the end.
Yeah,
of the
go ahead.
Shit,
go right ahead.
I gotta be honest. The marketing for that movie hasn't done any good for me.
Yeah, you can spoil the whole damn movie. I don't care.
Every trailer here's one of the reasons why the marketing didn't work for me. Every trailer I saw for that, I was like, I can get behind the dialogue and stuff, but it's like every trailer I saw for it, all I could in the back of my mind, all I could see was Randall in the fucking movies lobby going, the 3 movies where the fucking walking and just him like strolling through.
Yes, but I mean, like it was a simple enough premise, and like I said, it worked. It had a creepy kind of vibe because it's like there are people that are just like you think come out of like some weird. I mean, I don't want to say like Texas Chainsaw, but like middle of nowhere, these fucking creeps are just sitting out like watching these guys walk along this road because they know what this is about. It's also being televised. It's like they're gonna die. They're gonna get shot right in the mouth. You know, if they don't if they don't keep walking. There were some good visual kills. I mean, obviously a lot of it's just, you know, they get shot or something. Actually, one guy got run over by the treads of a tank, and that was pretty fucked up. Even though they ran over his legs, I'm spoiling shit now. Like they ran over his legs, they still like gave him the strikes. Like, hey, strike 1, remember you got to keep moving. Strike 2, all right. Strike 3, fucking, we're shooting in the dome. It's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it had some heart. It was good. It kept me wondering because again, you know how it's gonna. They're not all gonna make it. There's only one person who makes it, so it kind of kept me on my toes.
So it's basically Hunger Games, but you're walking, basically.
Yeah, and like I said, it was kind of interesting to see it. And like I said, I'll tell you, Tex, if it makes you happier, Mark Hamill doesn't make it to the end of the movie. So
okay, well for that. For that, I may watch because you know Mark Hamill can go force himself.
He gets his. He gets his.
So, yeah.
I wish they would have explained a little bit as to like what this world was about, because I'm like, there's a weird dystopian thing going on here, and I'm like, also I'm like, was this set in like the 60s? I'm like, what were you talking? Like, I couldn't quite understand the world building because I'm like, this looks like
wasn't this based up or written by Stephen King? Right?
I was like, it's Stephen King, so immediately I'm like, oh, of course it's gonna be in the fucking 50s or 60s.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why
they're like, yeah, this big war that tore our country apart 20 years ago. I was like, World War II? Is this some weird alternate history? I don't know. They're all doing it for like a poverty reason. It's like, I don't know if it's an allegory for the draft either, because they're like, yeah, they get picked out of a lottery. There's one from each state, so there's 50 of them at the start, and then they just keep going until there's one. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. They're all doing it because like.
I may watch it once it hits streaming, but I'm not driving to the theater.
I would say, yeah. I would say that. That's like I said in the beginning, I'm not mad that I ever watched a movie. And I thought it was interesting. But
I'll watch it just for the loan. I know that piece of shit Mark Hamill dies.
He did deserve it, and he definitely got what was fucking coming to him. So yeah, I'll give you that.
Right.
Let's I think I'll plenty of trivia left. Let's see here.
Sorry, I just went off on I'm just saying movies
we
watched this week. I just
we're having fun. We're good. Let's see. I'll get to this picture, I guess. Let's see. Sylvester Stallone said he got the idea for LAPD's zombie squad from a real life zombie squad in Belgium, comprised of cops who go out at night and handle crazed criminals on their own terms.
Hell yeah.
Some Boondock Saints type shit, I'm telling you.
Damn right.
Somebody's just go kill those motherfuckers.
I bet you they don't have these problems. I bet you they don't have these problems in Belgium, though. Nobody walks around trying to kill models.
I'm gonna go online and get off there. I need a patch to put on my, go bag gear of like zombies,
Zombie Squad.
Zombie Squad. Some kind of like, Velcro
Hell
patch
yeah.
to put on my bag. That would be really cool.
There's a
I need
website you
something
can go to
like
that will make custom Velcro patches like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I've seen it. I've only looked at it the one time.
I've got the gear bags and the gear for it, but it's it's not that I can't have something to put it to. It's not that big of a problem. So.
And I'm glad
Hell
that
yeah.
Jerry managed to find a good picture of the car for this next one. Let's
You're
see. So in 2017,
awesome.
Sylvester Stallone used his Instagram page to post a picture of Cobretti standing next to the 1950 Mercury car with the caption, "Comeback or throwback." Thousands of fans use this as an opportunity to lobby Stallone for a sequel or director's cut Blu-ray of the film.
I'll be down for that.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
No, well,
I don't know.
I only say that because, like I said, I haven't seen season 2 of Tulsa King yet. I'm probably going to wait till it's all over and binge it all at once. But just based off of how good season 1 was, I'd be down to see Stallone get another crack.
Another crack at playing Marion Cobretti? No, I don't think so. No, I can't see a sequel. You know what? Honestly, I'll do this now. Let's see. Since we've brought up the idea, there is a section here about aborted sequel in a TV series. In 1987, Canon Films, along with Warner Brothers, attempted to make a sequel, Cobra Part 2, but the film never materialized. That's all it says. So basically, they probably couldn't crack the script. Somebody probably wrote a treatment, they didn't like it, and they just had other things going on. In 2019, much more recently, a television series was in development with Robert Rodriguez serving as director/creator.
Ooh,
that sounds kind of interesting.
That
But as
would
of
be fun.
2025, yes,
You
as of
give me
2025, it is not known if this project is still in development. That
is right up his wheelhouse, and with like make it more grindhousey, make it just raw. And
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Fuck that, I'm down for. That I can get with.
That's kind of what this would need, I think.
I don't want a sequel. It's way too late for a legacy sequel for this. Because look, Sly today, while still pretty awesome, does not look at all as intimidating as the Sly of 1986. I mean, he still looks good.
No,
when he's in the suit playing Dwight Manfredi on Tulsa King, he looks great. He can still bulk up enough, but it's like I see his modern version of Rocky from the Creed movies, and I'm like, that's where Sly is now. I can't see him getting jacked up to play Marion Cobretti again, especially since the guy's like 70-something years old. I think
he's like 79. He's almost 80, man.
Yeah, in real time, I mean, he would have been retired for 30 fucking years. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that would work. So I think if you were going to do it with if you were to do a remake, that'd be fine. If you wanted to try
do a Creed type thing, like he's kind of the mentor. Like you got Rocky, but you got like Creed. You know what I mean?
But watching Rocky age in real time in Creed makes sense. Having him out here chasing down a serial killer in LA,
Captain of the Zombie Squad for old Sly, I think could work. And we have a new protagonist that takes the whatever. I could see that.
Yeah, but at best he could be a cameo. I would rather them see do a straight up. I would rather them see do a straight up remake and not have him involved at all. Maybe have him be a producer or. So yeah, here's what you do. You do what they did in the Naked Gun sequel and Naked Gun movie. You have his picture up on the wall, and you have Marion Cobretti Jr. He's like, "I'm gonna catch the knife slash for you, Dad."
Well, if okay, let's see. Who was wasn't he was an owl? His spirit was an owl in that movie. So he could literally have his spirit in a cobra in the new Cobra movie. There you go. That's what you do. That could work. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
why not?
Back to some stuff about Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson and Sylvester Stallone had not spoken to each other in over 20 years after the film was made, until they recently met at a horse riding competition where Thompson's daughter was actually giving instructions to Stallone's daughter in horse riding lessons.
That's cool.
Small world. Small worlds.
What? I mean, and I've never heard of them like hating each other. They just, they're two working people that their paths didn't cross.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there are things about Sly because like him and Carl Weathers apparently had a beef, and it was kind of like that's something that festered for years. I don't know that they ever actually buried that shit. I've never really heard anything about it. Because there was some talk when the first Creed movie came out, Carl Weathers was still alive. There was some talk that there would be some Force Ghost moment with Carl Weathers coming back and doing something, or maybe shooting some scenes where him and Sly are de-aged and it's a conversation that they had that we didn't see in the original Rocky movies or something like that. And I don't know if that didn't happen because they just narratively it wouldn't have made sense, which it wouldn't have, or because Carl Weathers was like, I don't want to be a part of it. Fuck that. Because a lot of people don't realize the Rocky franchise, as good as it was, it kind of caused a lot of chaos for Stallone. He got sued by a guy who supposedly the Rocky character was based on and settled. He had a lot of problems with producers, like Irvin Winkler.
Did he ever get the rights back to the Rocky franchise?
I think he did, but
I know for a long time there was a big case about that.
Well, it's like, yeah, and that was part of the Irvin Winkler. I forget his name. Something Winkler. Him and Sly were like on the outs for years. I mean, decades because of the rights to the movie and all this other stuff. And, the beef with Carl Weathers, he didn't like a bunch of shit after the fact. So, so for as good as that franchise was, it caused a lot of chaos and burned a lot of bridges. So he's got a history of not being able to maintain relationships with some of his co-stars. I mean, Brigitte Nielsen married her and then divorced her shortly thereafter.
He doesn't like Danish, man.
I hate
she didn't want Rocky. She wanted what's that dude that wore the clock, the rapper guy? Flavor Flav. Yeah, she was her. She had a taste for something else in life. It appears. So whatever.
Casey just sent me an invitation on fucking PlayStation. It's like he doesn't know.
Does he want to get carried in Fortnite?
I guess.
But, it's not like he doesn't know that we do lives on Tuesday nights. It's not
he's always here. So
yeah, he's always here trying to suck a little bit of our clout. Yeah. Let's see. And I didn't realize that I had in the trivia that there was plans to do a sequel which never materialized. So I guess we can just check that one off the list. But
I'd be down for that Robert Rodriguez one. Though I'd be up for that.
That would be cool.
But I'm not. Robert Rodriguez helming like a TV show would be fine. I don't think this works in a TV show setting. I think this works better in the movie media, the film media.
I don't know. You just take that serial killer. Actually, I think it could. In the example that I will present. Go watch his few seasons of the From Dusk Till Dawn television show that he did on the El Rey Network. He took that and he expanded it out. He got deeper into the thread of all the vampires and everything else, the families and everything. You could do something with a serial killer cult, and I think he'd be the man to do it. I'd be down for something like a TV show.
I don't know. Not everything lends itself to long form storytelling like episodes. It's like, I mean,
no, it would have to be a compelling serial killer cult. Maybe there's even more than one rivals or something, whatever. You could play with it. It could be done. It could be kind of like that, The Following show that was on Fox for a while until they fucked it up. You could do it kind of like that.
The first season of that show was fucking awesome. The second season.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was great till they killed the main bad guy.
Yeah. When they killed James Proper's character, I was like, God,
yeah, that was, then it was like, oh, now it's about the girl who's in charge. It just shit the bed once they killed off main dude. But,
and then making him like the ghost that's haunting Kevin Bacon's character. I was like, that's I can't deal with this anymore. But let's see. What did I give me good pictures? Do I not have like a really good picture of Sly? Fuck it, I'll use this one because I haven't used it yet. Let's see. In an interview, Sylvester Stallone described the character of Marion Cobretti as Bruce Springsteen with a badge. I'm not seeing it.
Sure.
Bruce Springsteen's a pussy. Fuck that guy.
He also said Rainbow's a pussy, so I mean, I don't know Sly.
I don't get the Bruce Springsteen with a badge comparison. Because Bruce Springsteen, I mean, I've seen plenty of interviews with Bruce Springsteen, and I caught a lot of hell from the Derailed crew for saying that I've always thought Bruce Springsteen was kind of overrated. While he's a good musician and I agree his songs, I don't think he's the best thing that's come out of the 80s. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think they're two very different. I think the character and the Bruce Springsteen that I know from the media are two very different people. I'm not getting that at all. But let's see. Sylvester Stallone has also called. I need to get a picture of this. Have I even used this one? Yeah, I used this one before already. But let's see. Sylvester Stallone has called Marion Cobretti his third favorite character he has played, following Rocky and Rambo.
Right,
I can see that. That's it. It's his most. Is it his most memorable? I mean,
oh no,
maybe.
No, I mean it's his vibes. I mean,
well, sure. the first line of Sylvester Stallone's obituary is Rocky. I don't think he would mind. I don't think he minds that. I think that most people will tell you that when you think Sylvester Stallone, you think Rocky. Some people might go to Rambo, but I think
I like Rambo better than I do Rocky. I've never been a big fan of the Rocky films, to be honest with you. I think Rocky 4 is my favorite of all of them. But
the first four Rocky films are fantastic. 5.
Mm-hmm. Rocky 5 is. I don't know what they were smoking. That was okay.
I think even Sylvester Stallone said that there was a lot of contractual obligations he needed to get out of the way. They were threatening to sue him if he didn't make another one for blah blah blah. So he was like, whatever. He puts his son in it to play his real life son in it to play his son in the movie.
Now, is it the sixth one where he comes out of retirement to fight the younger guy? Because that one was not bad.
That Rocky Balboa wasn't bad.
Rocky Balboa, that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that had a lot of the feel of the first Rocky movie. I mean, that one was obviously we're seeing Rocky at a very different stage of his life, but it had a lot of the feel. Also, that was the movie where he admitted to doing HGH.
Dude, at that age, you don't look like that without being on the gas. That doesn't happen.
He said he did HGH, which is not steroids. Just so you guys know, HGH is
it's human growth hormone.
Yeah. But he said he's like at the time he was like 68, 69 or something like that. He's going to say.
How do you think Hugh Jackman got into Wolverine shape for Deadpool and Wolverine? He didn't do it by eating chicken breast and saying his prayers and eating his vitamins. He's not Hulk Hogan.
He might tell you he did, but he didn't.
Right.
He said they even filmed the filming schedule of the movie even went around that. He's like, I got really ripped going into the movie. He said we filmed all the fight scenes, all the stuff where I have to be with my shirt off first. He's like, because there was no way I was going to be able to work out during.
I think he said he's like, I have to know when we're doing shirtless scenes because I had to fucking like plan for that. I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
Right.
So he got ripped on HGH. He got pumped up for that role. Filmed all the fight stuff first, and then filmed the rest of the movie so that he could have like the jackets on or whatever. Because he was like, there was no way I was going to hold that. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. But let's see. Also, real quick, I didn't put this in there, but I think this is pretty common knowledge among most cinephiles, most movie trivia people. You guys know what this movie was going to be, right?
No.
This movie was going to be Beverly Hills Cop.
This was?
Yes. The first Beverly Hills Cop.
That's a complete different vibe.
I'll get there. Let me explain this to you. The first Beverly Hills Cop film in '84, Sylvester Stallone was actually signed on to play the character that would be Axel Foley in the beginning.
Okay.
He wanted to change a lot of the script around. He wanted to eliminate all the comedy stuff and make it a much darker film. Mm-hmm. And they were just like, we don't really want to do that. We want kind of the action comedy thing. So he said, okay, creative differences. I'm going to bounce. They bring in Eddie Murphy, who his star was on the rise, Saturday Night Live, all that. They bring in Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy does the action comedy stuff. The movie turns out to be what it is. He took a lot of the elements that he wanted to put into that movie and put them into this movie. So this movie is essentially what something akin to what he wanted his Beverly Hills Cop movie to be.
And funny enough, both movies have Brigitte Nielsen in them too.
The second one has Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah, right.
But yes, a couple degrees of separation.
There you go. Oh.
I'm glad it worked out the way it did because the first two Beverly Hills Cop movies are great. Third one bad, should have gone straight to video, and the most recent one wasn't bad. The
newest one was all right. If I never see it again, I'll be okay. But the newest one went better than I thought it would be. But
But yeah, he ended up taking elements of that book Fair Game that I talked about earlier, and added the elements of what he wanted his Beverly Hills Cop movie to be, and created this.
Hang on, which one of the Baldwins was in that Fair Game movie? I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't Alec. Stephen Baldwin, maybe?
Was it Stephen? Probably.
I can't remember. Oh fuck, I can't remember because it was him and some hot piece of ass was in it. Son of a bitch, I can't remember it.
Wasn't it? Fuck, Basinger?
No.
Basinger?
No. Was it?
It bugged me. Now I gotta look it up too.
Yeah, somebody look up.
They made a 2010 film as well. I didn't know.
Yeah, I was like,
it was later, like later on, but it was one of the Baldwins was in it. Which one was it?
Were you talking about the new one or the old one? Because there's one from 95. Actually, there's
Probably
one from 80. Well, actually, there's one from 86. There's a film.
No, it was after this movie. It was maybe 2000.
Oh no, 95. 95 is William.
Was it 95? William Baldwin. Okay, I knew there was one of them. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah,
Cindy Crawford is who you're probably thinking.
Crawford. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Selma Hayek is in it too. So I mean, there's
one scene where like it's really terrible acting, where like Cindy Crawford like smacks the shit out of Baldwin. She's like, "I'll take your fucking head off." I'm like, this looks horrible. Whatever.
Kane Hodder was in that movie. Who the hell was he?
He probably did the stunts or something for it.
I was gonna say
stunt coordinator. Kane Hodder did henchman, and like Kane Hodder has done thousands of stunt coordinator stuff. Like
I'm sure
he'll appear in like 3 seconds of a movie, and he technically was in the movie, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't, just reading it, I'm not sure if this is worth a review, but it's got some pretty good names in it. I mean, Baldwin, Crawford, Burkhoff.
The only thing I remember about the movie is that one slap scene. That's literally all I remember about the movie. I figure it's probably not good, but for some reason, that movie, I'm recalling it, but I don't remember.
Jeanette Goldstein's in it. She was the chick Marine from Aliens. I love her. I've seen so many interviews of her. I love her. I'd love to sit and talk to her just one time. But yeah, other than that, I don't think this movie would be worth watching. That's just my guess. But one more piece of trivia. This is going to be one of Jeremy's favorites. Jeremy loves
it. All right, good night, guys. I'm going.
Body count.
I'm not doing it. No.
Over under. I would put the over under at 50. Most of these probably happened like in the last 20 minutes of the movie. I'm putting the over under at 50. Tex, what do you think?
Considering I have no idea, I'll go over. I'll say 62.
Jay, what do you say? I put the over under at 50. He's taking over with 62. What do you think?
I was gonna be an asshole and say over 51. $1, Bob.
You're gonna be the $1 guy. There you go.
I should have said 1 to see if I get it.
So you saying 51?
I'll say 51.
Okay. Well, Jeremy is going to win. The body count was 52.
Wow.
However, parenthetically, 41 of these deaths were killed by Cobra himself. So he actually has a higher body count than a serial killer in this movie.
Yeah.
So who's the bad guy here?
You know, to borrow a term from a different franchise, but who watches the Watchmen if they're going off this much? You know what I mean?
I was watching.
I guess you really can't be called the Zombie Squad without high numbers. So, you know.
True.
Yeah.
I was watching this last night. I was kind of laughing because when the final assault starts, when they roll into the town, and all the gunshots start, there was probably 5 or 6. The first 5 or 6 shots that Sly lets off, the Cobra lets off, all hit their mark. So he's like, one shot with his handgun, guy gets shot with a motorcycle. Next shot with his handgun, guy gets shot walking towards him. The first 6 shots all hit somebody, and I'm like, dude, have you ever really been in a gunfight? It's like
he's got the auto aim hack on.
He's auto aiming. He's hacking. He's totally fucking hacking. Yeah, look, like I said, it's a ridiculous movie, but it's all good fun. We're all having fun here.
It's an 80s Stallone shoot 'em up. Do you expect any fucking less? Like, you know what you're getting when you turn the damn thing on. It's just kind of how it goes. So.
Yeah, it's not high art. It's not high art, so whatever. But
I'm trying to find the damn. Hold on, I just totally stole somebody's thumbnail from YouTube because you said high numbers for zombies. It just reminds me of Left 4 Dead 2, or it's either Left 4 Dead 1 or 2. The graffiti on the wall, and it's a meme at this point. It's also an achievement that you have to get. He's like, I killed 104, I killed 86, 109, 53,589, and the guy's like, fucking bullshit. That's lies.
Well, it's like that. Did you ever watch Did you ever watch the TV show Z Nation that was on the same time as Walking Dead on Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah.
No.
They had one character on there, and like this whole character, it was the white kid that always wore like the urban camo. His whole thing was, I think he wanted to kill like 3 million zombies, and like every episode he would have a different number. Like that was his character's whole entire motive. It was actually pretty entertaining to watch him go throughout the show, but they've done that numerous
times. That's an achievement in that game called Zombie Genocidist, and you have to actually in the game total up a zombie kills of the 53,595. It's a little bit of a slog, but I mean you can shoot a zombie in the foot in that game and they fucking die. So you play the game enough times, you will.
That's how zombie lore works, but okay.
I know they're just they're pointless NPCs. They just horde at you and you just gun them down. It doesn't even matter. It's just shoot them up zombies. Get from A to B.
So basically, you implore pray and spray. Is that the
kind of? I mean,
you're going for.
I just kind of do that. That or I use the chainsaw every once in a while. And two brought in some cooler melee weapons, and the chainsaw is one of them, which is a lot of fun. To be fair, if you get surrounded, I mean, I did whip that thing out and then just held my stick over and just went a circle and just cut them all down to get to break out of it because they fucking surrounded me. I was playing on like hard difficulty. I tried expert and we got like pounded by a fucking tank right out of the safe house, so that didn't really work.
The chainsaw,
imagine the thing
which
is a zombie. It's
my favorite of horror weapons. Not very effective in a zombie apocalypse. Very heavy, very noisy. Not what you want in the zone. It's gonna quickly. I mean, technically, go watch Dawn of the Dead 2004. You see why the chainsaw is not your, go-to weapon in that, because Blondie Girl gets evil deaded through the shoulder and through the chest by the dude in high heels. So
I use it for emergency situations, like when you go to the carnival and I have to run up the fucking.
See, this is a podcast.
I'm like,
we just talk about what is yay or nay in the zombie apocalypse. We can go on for days about this shit. So there's your podcast.
We can talk about Left 4 Dead. I mean, like how practical are some of these weapons? Because some of them, yes, and some of them, a lot of them, no.
Right.
That is all that I've got for the trivia. Probably a good time to start wrapping things up. Let me get your guys' final thoughts on Cobra. Jeremy, I'll start with you.
If you want to, a typical 80s action movie that's, like we said, has just enough to kind of keep you going and keep you entertained with some cool car chases and gunfights and the final boss level in a foundry and some Shining references. Yeah, you'll like this movie. Right. I think it's all paywalls right now, but I mean, I spent like the $3 to watch it. And again,
like 3 something. Yeah, it was all on Amazon.
Yeah, on Amazon Prime. So it's worth a watch. I mean, if you just want to have a fun little like hour and a half movie of just Sly being Sly, it's worth it.
Sly being 80s Sly, peak Sly.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Tex, how about you give me your final thoughts on Cobra?
Yeah, this was fun. Like, I'll kind of ditto everything Graham just said there. Now, I will point out, I know this is Sly being Sly, but holy shit, some of the lines in this movie are laughable when you go back and listen to them. But even all that being said, it's a fun 80s shoot 'em up, turn your fucking brain off and enjoy it. It's, like Jeremy said earlier, you can have fun with this one and you're not going to get preached at in it. So, it's all good.
I love the dry humor. He picks up that obnoxiously big burger. He's like, "Hey, your entree's here." I'm like, it's so dumb, but it's funny. It made me laugh. So I don't know.
Yeah, I love that scene where he's playing with a bobblehead. He seems so like intrigued by it, like he was a child.
He's just like,
bobblehead. They've been around for a while,
right?
And it was a Phillies bobblehead in Southern California, which I don't understand. I think everything down there would be Dodgers, which would make me want to shoot it because I hate the Dodgers. Fuck Dodgers. But yeah, one of the reasons that
I Northern California
movie is because one of the reasons that I wanted to do this movie is because we just did Tango and Cash. I have both Tango and Cash and Cobra.
Oh, nice!
Disc set that I've had for years. One of the best things I ever bought. The only 2 discs that I ever bought that was better than this is I bought Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead in 2-disc Blu-ray. And then
you guys didn't believe me that I had one that was Red Dawn and Navy SEALs.
Hey,
I got Charlie Sheen.
Don't make me go across this room and grab my complete Saw collection because I'm looking at it right now.
We know.
I'm looking at it. I can show it right now. Both Blu-ray and DVD. There are 20 discs in one box I can go grab right now. So
I believe it. I'm sure you've got 4 or 5 different sets of all the Saw movies too.
I've got like 3 different anniversary versions of Texas Chainsaw.
We don't want to get started on the anniversaries of Texas Chainsaw, Halloween, Evil Dead. I've got stacks of those. So yeah, we're good. So yeah.
But yeah, you could. It's a fun movie. Go watch it. I mean, it's 80s sly, cheese, camp, whatever. It's one-liners, explosions, people getting shot. Brian Thompson's a scary guy on screen. I love his bad guy in this. Sly does what Sly does. Reni Santoni, one of the great character actors in the 80s. It's a fun movie. Go watch it. And you get to see this banger of a vehicle right here tearing up the streets of Southern California.
I think it's kind of sweet.
Oh, that's a sweet ride. Like I said, I'm not a car person.
Don't let the Cholos get it. They'll chop it down and put their St. Mary graphics on it and ruin it.
He was going to honk at those guys one more time, and they were going to chop that.
Yeah, it's going to have some. It's going to have some gold rims, and it's going to be sitting on the ground and ruin.
It's going to have the flames.
Yeah,
he put those guys in check real fast, all by tearing away his wife beater. That's all it took, apparently. all these people in LA are soft, man. You got to go to Northern California. You got to go to the Bay Area and find the real tough guys. But that's just how it goes. But I'm sure I'll stir up some people in Southern California by saying that. But yeah, you can find it on it's on streaming services behind some paywalls, or you can honestly, if you're one of the guys that likes to dig through the $5.99 bin at Walmart, you might find it in there.
There we go.
Like I said, I actually got this 2-disc set of Tango and Cash and Cobra. I got it at Walmart many, many years ago, and it's always one of the ones that I kind of keep close because like every now and again I'll put one of these movies in to watch and enjoy. But yeah, go see it if you have a chance. It's fun.
I bet Frank watched this with the aviator sunglasses on, just feel like a badass.
I had a pair of aviators back in the 80s when I was in like middle school. I used to rock those. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, once Top Gun came out, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's what they used to rock on chips too. So I could be like Eric Estrada, ride my Huffy around.
I can see it now. Frank had his Eric Estrada hair, his aviators on, just playing Highway to the Danger Zone everywhere he went. I bet he was a cool guy back in the day.
I still have my junior high school student ID.
Oh, nice.
Have I ever showed you, Jeremy?
I don't think you have. Maybe
I have it. I know I have it because it's.
I know Jennifer was like, "Hey, you want to see like a super young Frank?" and held some up. I was like, "Whoa, Jesus!"
It's one of the relics of 2 or 3 lifetimes ago that I keep close because I'm like it's one of those things I could never replace. Not ever. It's irreplaceable to me. But yeah, it's you can see me with the full head of hair, slicked back a little bit of Mexican style to me. Yeah. I was better shape, younger, slightly better looking, but yeah, I'll show you that next time you go over. It's quite a sight. It's quite a sight. Even my one from my senior year in high school, I think I still have from when I was here.
Jesus.
But yeah, those are the 2 that I've managed to hold on to over the years. But yeah, go see Cobra on one of the streaming services. Buy it on DVD if you can. I think it's worth having your DVD collection. Like I said, it's a fun movie just to plug in, turn your brain off, stuff your face full of popcorn and some cherry Coke, and and have some fun with it. You know what I mean? I think it's fun like that.
Classic.
But Coke Classic, yeah, not
Some gummy bears,
not
as
new,
you said.
not new Coke, not new Coke.
Not new
Fuck
Coke.
a bunch of new Coke.
God.
If you get the joke, you understand. Not new Coke.
Well, I got that joke right away,
yeah.
and I wasn't even alive for it. I'm like, that's funny.
It's historic. Yeah, that's a historic story. But something that Natalie on my so-called Gen X Life was talking about in one of her videos the other day.
Oh, yeah.
So go check her out as well. But thanks to my co-host for being so awesome as usual. Starting with my hetero life mate Jeremy, working the folks at home find you.
Well, I'm here and underground for the next, month. So, scaring people. Because, as I said, you're going to tell as the weeks go on, my voice is going to get probably pitched lower and lower, and I'm going to start looking more disheveled and just tired. So, it changes with the seasons, I'm telling you. And I'll be back here Thursday. I threw my hat in the ring for Happy Death Day, the first one, the good one. So, because it happens to be also my wife's birthday the next day, and I was like, oh, well, that's perfect. There you go. It's a slasher comedy movie about a girl who keeps dying on her birthday, like Groundhog Day style. Every time you die, you wake up again birthday morning until you figure it out, or you actually end up dying. So
very much in the vein of Until Dawn, by the way. Very similar.
I'm so sorry you had to see that and not. I've game knowledge is over here, and I saw that shit, and I'm like, fuck no, that has nothing.
I liked Until Dawn, but we'll talk about that on Thursday.
I'm just because I own the game. I was just like, no, that's not even remotely close. Whatever. But that's and I think I have my I'm gonna make an amendum here. I think I had the dates wrong. I think Happy Death Day was not the first movie we watched together. I think our first movie day was Halloween 2018. It had to be because Happy Death Day 2 came out like January or some shit of 2019. So I'm like, well, no. So we watched Happy Death Day and then we went to go see 2 in theaters.
Yeah, Halloween 2018 came out 1st of October, or not like the first day of October, but like within the first couple weeks of October.
I think I had it wrong. I was like, I think our actual, because I always said oh yeah, the most important one is the second day when because she came back for more.
You didn't scare her off the first one?
No, because like I said, I think the first one was actually Halloween 2018.
There you go.
Then it had to have been Happy Death Day 2 because we watched 1 and 2 in the theater. So I don't know. I dropped the ball once on I didn't know what year a movie came out. Excuse me. It was more recent, so I don't know.
Death Day 2, Happy Death Day.
Electric Boogaloo, yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Right.
I was actually just watching some clips from Breaking 2 the other day on the internet. To the Shape of Lone Star State, my man Tex, working the folks outside you, my friend.
Yeah, we'll be here Thursday doing apparently Happy Death Day. Sounds fine to me. I don't give a shit, whatever. Go to my X account if you want to see my Scare-a-thon list. I have posted it both in our group and publicly. Same name is on here, not hard to find. But we're spooky season. I finally finalized my lists. It's a mix of some things I already own, some things like on October the 6th, The Devil's Rejects is being re-released in the theaters, so I'm going to go enjoy that in theater. And like on Halloween itself, Joe Bob is having his 5-movie marathon at the Texas Theater, so I'm going to do that on Halloween night in costume as Captain Spaulding. By the way, I'm currently putting that together. But so it'll be good, and we're looking forward to getting the spooky season going. And this weekend, The Strangers Chapter 2 is out, so. Mm-hmm. We will be seeing that, and I don't know if we'll talk about it or not, but I'm going to go see it either way, and I will have an announcement at the end of October. I'm not going to publicly do it now, but stay tuned for that later on. So, we'll be back Thursday.
As for me, I will not be here Thursday. Jeremy and Tex will be handling that one. I will be over on Werewolf's channel, American Werewolf New Jersey. He's going to be doing a retrospective on the life and career of the recently departed Robert Redford. So we'll be talking about his life and career. Go join us over on that channel. Also take an opportunity to go visit some of the people we have linked down in the description below. A lot of really great movie YouTubers that really know what they're talking about. A lot of really cool people, Night Watch Zone. A lot of these people, just go check them out as well. They're really awesome people to watch if you like to hear people talk about movies. I will be back here next Tuesday for something. I'm sure I'll figure out what we're doing between now and next Tuesday.
Actually, I think Rachel is actually going to join us tomorrow, Thursday.
Cool.
Thanks to my co-host for being so awesome as usual. Thanks to all of you out there for watching Northern DC. BJ out there, thank you for being here, BJ. As always, I still have not seen Downton Abbey yet. I got to find my way to the theater for that one. I don't know what I'm doing. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but I will definitely get to see it. Until next time, we will see you guys later. Adios. I mean, not one Casey sighting tonight. He must really be balls deep in a Fortnite.
That's why it was so pleasant and nice. That retard wasn't here. That makes sense.
Maybe he took some Ozempic and he decided to go to bed early. I don't know if Ozempic makes you tired. Fuck, I don't know.
Casey's, over there sucking on Fortnite right now, so he's busy. What's he going to do?
Bye, everybody.
Adios.